Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama ×2 bougie vintage, and today's video is, I guess we'll start with the story time and see where the night leads us. So last year I uploaded a story time about my crazy ass neighbor who thought that he could be the damn police and knock on my door at 4 p.m. bitch and do the most. Let's have a toast. You guys always actually ask me for updates and I'm like, that would never come back to my door, like ever.com. And so I was wrong. He came back. It might have taken him a while, but he surely did come back. And so that's basically what this story is about. If you didn't watch the story time about my neighbor, I'm gonna give you a little recap right now. If you did, well girl, fast forward there, bitch, okay? I was having an issue with my neighbor because he is very sensitive to noise. And so before Salem was born, before I was even pregnant with Salem, I had my nephew over. My neighbor had come to my door and basically was complaining about the noise because I live in a townhouse, and so I'm the above unit and then my neighbor is below me. These are purchased homes though, so I don't know why anybody in their right mind would spend $250,000 on one of these places, but that's how much they run for. And my neighbor, I think they don't rent, I think they do own the property, and so moving is not really an option for them. So anyway, Malik was over, and Malik is a very active, well, was a very active 3-year-old at the time, and so he was always playing on the floor, and he's playing with action figures, and he's playing with the laundry bin, and he's dragging it from here to there, and basically making noise on the floor. And there was no carpet to absorb the noise because it's laminate. My neighbor threw a hissy fit and came to the door and was complaining, and so I ended up having to send Malik home because it was just like, you know, I'm not gonna deal with the neighbor being upset over this. I can't remember if Malik was the first incident or the second or third. Either way, my neighbor had come to my door multiple times and was complaining. And so the very last time he came to my door was the time I made the story time. And so that time that he came, it was the final straw for me and Shooter, because it was a time when he was cooking dinner and he was crushing up parsley in the mortar and pestle thing. Did I say that right? I guess the banging that lasted literally a minute and a half, not even 2 minutes max if it did last longer than a minute and a half. The banging was really irritating my neighbor because he was at home at 4 p.m. in his pajamas trying to take a snooze, I guess, and so he was vexed. Okay, his wife was gone at the time. I was pregnant. His wife was also pregnant at the time, and she was still working, but he was not working. He hadn't worked in a while, child. Okay, that man car do not leave the driveway. Anyway, so he's home at 4 p.m. He's pissed. He has the nerve to come to my door at 4 p.m. So I'm pissed because it's not after hours and we're cooking dinner. There's literally always a problem. And so that was the time that everything kind of blew up and we told him not to come back to our fucking door. I thought that he got the message loud and clear. And so that was last year. That was just my little recap. But obviously, if you want to watch that story time, I'll have it in the description box so you could go watch it if you missed it. So fast forward to this week, we were home. And as you guys know, Miss Salem is very active. She's very vocal. She plays a lot and she's into everything. And like the amount of toys that we've purchased for her, whether soft or hard, she always wants to go and play with other stuff. Like I have coasters that are marble and she likes to play with those. Like, Miss Lady Girl, if you drop that on your toe, it's gonna be a problem. We're constantly having to take things from her. And so this one night in particular, I wasn't even paying attention to the time, but this one night in particular, she was playing with a basket. I will show you it. She was playing with this basket and she was playing, you guessed it, on the floor. She's playing with the basket and the basket is banging off the floor, and I'm taking it from her, and then she's finding other things that are equally as hard, like the Xbox controller or a cup. Like, she literally will take anything, and she likes to make noise. She likes music, she likes sound. She's a little 9-month-old baby and she's exploring, and I'm not gonna take that away from her. Obviously, it is late and my neighbor is at his wit's end, honey. And so I hear a bang, 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 bang at the door. Just like the last time, it was like the police was here, okay? And so I was like, do I even answer this right now? Like, I already know who it is. Who else would be coming to me at this hour? I didn't order no damn pizza. I grabbed my iPad. I set it on the stairs. Salem's at the top of the stairs. The gate's there. She's crying because she doesn't want me to leave upstairs. And Shooter was actually sitting on the couch playing his video game while I, before I had to go answer the door, was editing my vlog that I had put up that same night that the neighbor had come. And so I put my laptop down. Shooter's still playing on the game. I go over to him, I remove his headset, and I say, Garçon fucker is at the door, because that's what we call him, Garçon fucker, fuckboy in French. He was playing Call of Duty on the PlayStation, and so he's playing in a group, and so he couldn't just leave right that second, which is totally understandable. If you're dating a gamer, you understand. If you're not, then you don't understand. It's cool. So I go downstairs, I leave Salem at the top of the stairs, and I set my iPad up on the stairs to make sure that it was in the frame of the door. And then I'm like, who is it? And he's like, it's the neighbor. So I open the door and I'm like, how can I help you? Like, you know, and he starts going off talking about he doesn't know what the noise is, but it ends tonight. He hasn't come to my house in 2 years, bitch. I said, you haven't been here in 2 years. What are you talking about? 2 years. 2 years. I just kept repeating 2 years because I was flabbergasted. I said, you were here last year when I was pregnant. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's going off, he's flying off on tangents. Salem's crying, so I'm like, come baby, come. And so I'm headed up the stairs to grab Salem, and he's like, yeah, come, because he thinks I'm talking to Shooter. Bitch, bye. So I'm like, come Munchie, I grab her, and I go stand up, and I'm engaging with him. I didn't really talk to him for too long because Shooter came flying down the stairs talking about, so what, bro? Shooter to let the Toronto out of him. Yeah, he says, so what, bro? And so my thing is, I'm totally 100% in agreement with the neighbor when he says it's after 11 o'clock. You guys shouldn't be making noise. That is fair. I agree 100%. Granted, I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was just letting my daughter do her thing, and a lot of the time I have selective hearing, okay? So a lot of the time I'm tuning things out. As long as she's not crying because she hurt herself or something like that, then, you know, I'm not, like, I'm immune now to the banging and stuff, even though sometimes I'm like hating it and I want her to stop. At the same time, it's just like, she's a baby, she's doing what babies do, you know? Oh yeah, so my neighbor is downstairs and Shooter's downstairs too, and Shooter doesn't realize that I'm recording because I didn't tell him. I tried to tell him, but he wasn't listening, or he couldn't hear me because he was so angry. And so he's trying to shut the door, and I'm like, oh my god, he gonna beat up the man. He gonna beat him up, and I'm gonna miss the footage because he's holding the door shut while I'm on the other side and I'm trying to pry the shit open. Either which way, when Shooter gets down the stairs, he tells the neighbor, my daughter's playing on the floor, like, what do you want from us, like, you know? And he tries to tell us, first of all, he said, I don't know what the noise is, but it ends tonight. Okay, bitch. What are you talking about? So then, like I said, Shooter told him our daughter was playing on the floor, and he says, it's not the baby. I said, what? Didn't you just say you don't know what the noise is? Now we're telling you what the noise is yet again, bitch, yet again. And you're gonna tell us that that's not what the noise is. Okay, so I'm like, okay, you wanna come upstairs and see? Because I was ready to show him the little basket on the floor where my daughter was playing. I'm like, don't tell me that it's not my daughter making the noise what it is. You know what I mean? Don't tell me it wasn't the baby. What? I said, okay, so what possibly could it have been then? What is a constant noise that we would be making up here? What? Oh, walking around? Because the last time he was here, he told us to tiptoe. Walking up and down the stairs. We're not allowed to walk up and down the stairs in our own home. The last time he tried to give us those very instructions, it was evident to us last time that it's like he's sitting there waiting for us to make noise, and he's trying to find any and everything to complain about. He's fucking crazy. Like I said, he tried to tell us it's not our daughter, and we're trying to tell him that it is, and of course he's trying to say he doesn't know what the noise is. We just fucking told you. And I'm not gonna do the thing that I did last time, because I ended up just repeating myself as much as that mother effer. It gets to the point where he's threatening us with the bylaws and saying we're gonna get a $400 ticket. So Shooter tells him, go the fuck ahead. Because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you're calling the bylaws or the police for a noise complaint on a 9-month-old. Who does that? He stated in the heat of the moment that he bought a noise machine to monitor the noise level, and we're making noise above 50 decibels. So I googled 50 decibels, and it basically said a quiet conversation in a suburb home. Bitch, this ain't the suburbs, ho, okay? If we want to make 60, 70, 80, 100 decibels, we motherfucking will. End of story. Don't talk about no damn 50 decibels. Like, he's psychotic. You're telling me that a quiet conversation is the only thing we're allowed to do in our house? We're not allowed to walk? We ain't allowed to talk, okay? Because we gotta whisper. Like, he's psycho. So, I'm gonna insert the clip so you guys can hear the whole entire thing. And I didn't focus the iPad, so it was blurry, but that kind of helped me because obviously I'm not gonna blur it. And guess what? This stank dick ass was still in the same damn pajama pants he was when he checked my ass the last time. What? Change your pants and get a job. If he was leaving his house during the week at any point of the day to freaking even just go for a walk, he wouldn't have an issue with us in the house. And so I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, I know Salem's really advanced and our children are literally around the same age. They might be a month or two apart. I don't know who's older, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, are you raising a potato? Because why the hell don't you understand that my child is active and playing? Like, what is your kid doing? I feel like they just strap the kid in the car seat all day, inside the house and outside the house. Like, I feel like they don't interact with the child and the child's not developing, because I only hear the child cry. I don't hear the child playing. They still carry the child in the car seat from the car to the house and back and forth. We can't do that with Salem. Salem will not know, bitch. The car seat doesn't even come out of the car at this point. Like, at 9 months, 8 months, we haven't taken the car seat out of the car since like probably 4 months. I don't get it. So I guess their kid's not crawling, walking, talking. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think if their child was doing the same things that Salem was doing, they might get it a little bit, but everybody's baby's different, so we had a loss here. Him, it doesn't seem to matter what time of day it is. Like, it could be, you know, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 11. He's gonna have an issue no matter what. It's like he just doesn't like us and we don't like him, so that's fine. It's all good and dandy, but I mean, we're not nitpicking. When he has company over and I can hear their whole conversation in my living room, I'm not banging on the ground to say shut the fuck up. You know, I don't care. The same with my neighbor on the left side of me. I hear her TV all the time. Like, if you're gonna live underneath somebody or beside somebody, you don't have an option of when they're gonna make noise and when they're not. But yeah, we told him call the bylaws if you must. And that's just that. So here's the clip. That's basically it for this story time. I love you all, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there, but it ends tonight. For 2 years, I've kept my mouth shut.
You've kept your mouth shut for 2 years?
Since I've knocked on the door, it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years since you knocked on the door?
Yeah. Already, yeah, and I've put up with it for far too long.
You're yelling and you need to stop.
Okay, I'm not yelling at you.
You're yelling and you're being very aggressive.
I'm frustrated. Yeah, I am. For 2 years, I've been putting up with that. I got a noise detector, and from now on, it's zero.
Come here.
Yeah, come.
Come here. Come here, Munchie. Come.
It's been going on for 2 years, and I've had it up to here.
So fucking what, bro?
So what?
So what? I have a baby. She's playing on the floor.
Okay, dude, it's been 2 years.
What?
It
2
wasn't.
years.
It wasn't a baby.
It
Yeah,
is
what
the
is
baby.
the
You
baby?
want to come upstairs and see?
No,
She's playing on
you're
the
not coming
floor.
I'm not. I
What do you
don't. I
think
don't
it
want
is?
that.
Like,
I'm
what do
just-
you think it is?
Okay, look.
I'm sitting and I'm working right now editing my video. and my daughter is playing on the floor.
Okay, and that's all that's going on.
Yeah.
That's
For
What the
last
fuck
2
else would
years.
He's playing video games. Do
What
you want to
What
come
else would
upstairs
be
and
going
see?
on? What else
Well,
would be
that's
going
what
on?
I'm trying to find
No.
out.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
baby's playing on
come,
the floor.
like,
Let go, babe.
No.
Let go.
I just want to end it tonight because I've
I have
had
a baby.
door before the baby, right?
Okay.
You knocked on the door while I was
Well,
pregnant,
all
therefore
I'm
it couldn't have been 2 years
Again,
because she's only
I'm
9
knocking
months.
on the door. I'm asking you again, and in the future, you're getting bylaw coming in and
Okay.
giving you a $400 tickets because it's no tolerance
Okay.
after 11. And
Okay.
in my house, it's more than 50
Okay.
decibels.
So go call the bylaw.
I will. I've
Okay,
had
go.
enough.
Go do that.
I
Don't
am.
knock on my door again.